Warned, but you didn't listen. Now we're all gonna die. Ha, one less dirt hugger.
Hello everyone, my name is Farshot and welcome back to my Permadeath series for Guild Wars 2. This will be part 3. In episode 2, we completed chapter 1 of the personal story missions, completed map completion for Metrica Province, and reached level 20. If you haven't seen episode 1 or 2, make sure you go back and watch those first. In this episode, we will attempt to get Zarek to level 30. We're going to keep doing some map completion in the map north of Metrica and complete chapter 2 of the personal story. Let's get into it. So I'm back playing a little bit with my wife. Unfortunately, she doesn't have as much time to play as I do, so we might see less of her going forward because I'm starting to outlevel her. This map we're playing in right now is called Brisbane Wildlands. This used to be a really cool area back in Guild Wars 2. I really enjoyed playing through this area. There was a lot of cool things that you would do. There were some plot twists in the story in this area. There's these really cool vines that you would build to make bridges across giant crevasses. Unfortunately, in Guild Wars 2, this area is kind of forgettable. I think I'm just a little salty that the Asura only get one map to themselves, Metrica Province, and then they share this map with the Sylvari. Both the Sylvari and the Asura only have their starter maps to themselves, and then they share this map for level 15 through 25. All the other races get their own starter map and then their own level 15 to 25 map, minimum. The Char get all of Ascalon, which is 6 maps. The Norn get the Shiver Peaks, which is 6 maps. You could say that Lorner's Pass is a shared map because the Derman Priory is there. We'll get into the Derman Priory and the other orders in episode 4, assuming we don't die. But the Asura only get this map, just Metrica Province. One map, and then the shared map of Brisbane Wildlands. I guess it makes sense in the lore. Going back to Guild Wars 1, before the dragons started stirring, the Asura were a subterranean race. They only emerged after Primordus started causing seismic activity and his minions started tunneling into the Asura cities. They've only been on the surface for 250 years, while the other races have been around for much longer. That is, except the Sylvari. They are extremely new. They've only been around for 25 years. So it makes sense in the lore that they haven't expanded and taken over more of the land. But as a player, I want more Asura. ArenaNet has added additional maps in Living World patches, some with some really cool Asuran areas. So right now I'm just complaining about core Guild Wars 2. Like my little friends.
I do. They're kind of ugly, but
How dare you?
you can get used to them.
Ooh, there's an event.
Wait, you have 3? You have 3 of them?
Yeah, I could have lunch.
My lord, what?
If I can get these guys too.
Oh, look at this big present. I'm gonna unwrap it. Oh. Oh no. It was a trap. Not have opened that. It was terrible. Don't come over here. I don't need you.
Oh, you're dead.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't go over the... Don't do it. It's dangerous.
There's presents though.
No. It's a trap.
What do you think I am? Some coward?
I'm trying to protect you.
I got minions for that. Are you just gonna stay there dead?
Well, I guess.
I'll rub you.
Okay.
I'll rub you till you come back.
Ah, oh, oh, ow, 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 ow. Okay, ow, ooh. Look, I'm in a bush. I don't even see us right now.
This is the longest event ever. Oh, we're supposed to be repairing stuff.
Oh.
Level 20 through most of level 26 were spent map completing in Brisbane Wildlands. I had a pretty good time there. Like I said, it's not my favorite map, but it's definitely not my least favorite. We got 100% map completion without any issues. After finishing up in Brisbane, I decided to do my level 20 story missions. Let's go over what happened in chapter 2. These story missions that we're about to go on were determined during character creation when we chose our first invention. I chose the Infinity Ball, which Zoja has reached out to us to set up a meeting to discuss. The function of the Infinity Ball is to show the user a glimpse of a potential future, kind of like a crystal ball. See what they were going for? Unfortunately, Zarek was unable to get the device to work. Zoja tells us that she will continue work on the device in the hopes that she can repurpose it. We are introduced to Shad.
Excuse me, Zoja. You've talked so highly of the Snaf Savant, I couldn't pass up this chance for an introduction.
Of course. Shad, meet the Snaf Savant. Savant, meet Shad. He's trouble, so don't let him drag you down to his level. You two play nice now. I've got work to do.
Once Zoja is out of earshot, Shad tries to persuade us to continue work on the Infinity Ball as well. He implies that Zoja is holding us back. We determined that the device needs a high-yield power supply to function correctly. Shad sends us to speak with the chief of the Luminates plant, who owes him a favor. Once we get to the Luminates plant, we find the facility surrounded by protesters. We speak to Supervisor Wynn.
Stop the madness. If you activate this thing, it could end all life as we know it.
Are you really this naive? Or did some other crew put you up to this?
We won't let you get away with this. We will not let you murder Mother Tyria.
Are you in charge? I'm here to apply the Megahedron Collider to an invention of mine. Shad sent me.
You picked a bad time, but I owe Shad a favor. I had to pull a few strings, but the Collider is all yours. Hope you don't mind a little noise.
Yeah, I saw the protesters. They looked upset. Why are they picketing you?
They hate me. We blew this place up too many times already, and now they fear that when we turn the Collider on, it'll start a chain reaction and end all life on Tyria.
Will it?
Doubtful. It hasn't so far. But hey, maybe today's the day. Most of my crew took the day off, and the protesters want a disaster. Let's roll the dice.
Warned, but you didn't listen. Now we're all gonna die.
Ha, one less dirt hugger. Don't look so nervous. I can handle this. Uh-oh. Something's coming through the portal, and it doesn't seem happy. Tell you what, you kill whatever sticks its head out while I shut down the portal.
We take care of the few waves of enemies that came through the portal. It seems that the Infinity Ball has shown us a glimpse of a potential future, one that Zarek would like to avoid. Zarek and Shad decide to continue testing the Infinity Ball. Zarek decides that they will test the device somewhere remote, away from innocent bystanders. Shad offers his lab, which is quite a ways from Radisum, and should be remote enough to test the device safely. Once at Shad's lab, we run another test on the Infinity Ball. Just like before, once we started running the device, portals opened and waves of enemies came out to fight. Again, the Infinity Ball gives us a glimpse at a potential future, but we determine that it needs more power to get a better look through the portal.
The Infinity Ball needs more power. Otherwise, those portals will remain short-term doorways with no way to regulate outbound traffic.
I agree. More power will anchor and strengthen the portals, but this test just drained all the energy we got from the Megahedron Collider.
What we need is an entirely new power storage system. One that can store all the energy we need without requiring a recharge.
An entirely achievable goal. Let me clean up here, and then I'll meet you at your lab to review the data and plan our next move.
We head back to our lab in Radisum. Zoja and Shad are waiting for us, and Zoja is not happy.
You did what? I told you once the Infinity Ball is way too dangerous. And you two idiots have been toying with it? My device predicts danger, whereas yours creates it. This is your last warning. Stop this before you kill yourselves or others.
Despite Zoja telling us to stop progress, we decide to ignore her. Shad and Zarek discuss opportunities to steal a power source from the Inquest or Counselor Flax. We decide to steal the power source from the Inquest. As much as I dislike Counselor Flax for handing over our translocator to the Inquest, causing the whole debacle that we dealt with previously, I think it's a better idea to hamstring the Inquest. We meet up with Shad outside the Inquest lab. We barge into the Inquest lab, and our presence has not gone unnoticed. This really isn't a big deal. We take care of the Inquest and broke the trap pretty easily due to some questionable trap design.
Which one of you fatuous simpletons put the trap controls inside the trap?
We take out the lab manager and steal their power generator, and the game tells us that this is a momentous moment with the music in this cutscene.
I knew there was nothing here we couldn't handle, and you were worried. The power source we need is right here.
Grab it and let's go. The only thing that can redeem this fiasco is a perfectly functioning Infinity Ball.
No problem. The final testing ground is all set. I'll meet you there, and then this fiasco is as good as redeemed.
We head out to meet Shad in the final testing ground in northeast Brisbane. Just as we are about to activate the Infinity Ball, Zoja attempts to intervene.
Stop right there. Do not activate the Infinity Ball.
Too late, Soja. The process has already started. You can't stop progress.
Listen, my Danger Scope 5000 went critical when I tuned in, you idiots. You're going to kill us all.
No, I'll live forever as a genius. Now shut up and enjoy a glimpse of another reality. Hello, Zoja. Recognize me? I'm the one you tried to bully into subservience and mediocrity.
We get a glimpse at a future of Zarek, who has been corrupted by power and takes over Tyria. We fight through several waves of enemies like we've done before, and then we eventually fight future Shad and Zarek.
That was unsettling. I can't deny the notion of ruling the world is appealing, but not if I have to out-inquest the inquest to achieve it.
Just because your double went bad doesn't mean you will. You'll have me to guide you, and then I get to be Grand Vice Admiral.
Shut up, Shad! Forever! The Infinity Ball is a dead end. I'm going to gut it and keep the shell as a reminder of what a genius shouldn't do.
That's good to hear. I'm willing to put this little imbroglio behind us, Grand High Sovereign. But I'll be keeping a closer eye on you from now on. If you turn into a dimension-traveling dictator from the future, I'll have to put you down like a rabid skelk. Don't worry. If we stick together, we can both achieve our full potential. In a good way, not in a crush the world beneath our hobnailed boots way.
Count me in. Since the ball is drained of power now, it's no longer a threat. And since I'm not listening to Shad anymore, neither am I. See you around.
We depart from Zoja, and we will see her in the level 30 story missions. So after completing the personal story, I decided I need to go to a new map to map complete. The nearest map is Gandaren Fields, which means I have to run through Keswick's Hills, which you're going to see a time lapse of me running through right now. So doing these story recaps is making me realize that the story isn't necessarily bad. I think the story has promise. I just think it's delivered very poorly. Like we discussed last time, the horrendous cutscenes. And also, there's just no stakes. Like, the character that we interacted with last time, we just are not going to interact with him again. He's gone forever. It was just that little story step, and that's it. I think what caused this was ArenaNet's decision to do a branching decision tree, but instead of ending up with multiple endings, you had the inverse, where you have multiple beginnings but the same ending. So it kind of makes it seem like your choices are meaningless, because you're still going to get this, you're still going to get to the same place. It's just how you get there is going to be slightly different. So, I mean, it's okay. It gives, you know, you could tell your friends that, you know, I started this way, this is my character story, but really it's not anything too meaningful. So I hope you guys are enjoying the story summaries. Let me know if you think that they're not on theme of this Permadeath series. The reason that I'm putting them in is because I feel like completing the story missions is essential to quote-unquote beating the game. I can get to level 80 without doing any story steps. I can just go around map complete and kill mobs for XP, and we'll get to level 80. I just don't feel like that's a complete run, so I'm gonna put it in there. I guess if you guys think the recaps are dumb and don't really care about them, you can let me know, and I can stop doing them. They actually take quite a bit of time to put together, so if it's not worth it, I'll stop doing it. But now we're here in Gandaren Fields, so it's time to get those final levels. I only got about a level and a half from doing the story missions, so we just got a few more to go. So I'm just doing some map completion here and taking advantage of any events that happen to be going on. I caught this really cool meta event in Nibu Terrace where a bunch of centaurs were attacking the place, and we had to defend against the centaurs with the Seraph, and a bunch of other players were there with me. There was actually one moment where all the centaurs got into the center of the city and they started stampeding through it, and it's like if you got trapped in that stampede, you get knocked down and take a bunch of damage. I don't know, it's the little things. It was pretty cool though. After a little while, we got to level 30. It seems like every time I get to a stopping point, I'm always fighting like a MOA. Maybe when we get to level 40, I'm going to try to be doing something exciting instead. Alright, let me slash death here to prove that we're still at 0 deaths. Alright guys, so we got Zarek to level 40, we completed our chapter 2 personal story, and we did map completion in Brisbane Wildlands, got that to 100%, and then we've done partial map completion in Darren Fields. Let's go ahead and bookmark this here. Next time I'm going to go over Zarek's build that I'm starting for him. If you've made it this far, please hit that like button, leave a comment if you want to chat or have any suggestions. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. See ya!